and welcome to the fun. Welcome to the Real Raw. Episode number, insert number here. I don't know which one we're on, but we're definitely high in the 90s. And I'm excited to be celebrating and having fun once again with awesome friends, amazing contestants, and a couple judges. First off, welcome. Thank you for watching. And now talking to everyone on this Zoom with us, thank you for being here. You took a time out of your day, 60 minutes to come here together and have some fun. And you might be wondering what's happening. This is what's happening. This is the Unblinded Real Raw, where heart-centered influencers come together to demonstrate that influence is a superpower. It's freaking fun superpower, actually. And there's also opportunity to learn it here. And what's gonna happen is that we're gonna get to know each other, we're gonna step into an influence off, and we're always gonna sprinkle in some fun, some learning, and some magic. And the gentleman with the plan, who, by the way, yesterday was the first time all year his hair was out of place on video, as he was on the beach talking to seagulls on Callagy. What's up, man?
Hey, Fernando. How are you? Thank you. That is awesome on Friday. I'm so thankful to everybody for being here. Tony Rodrigues back as the role player, Mr. Get Up and Grow, growing through what you go through. Brother, how are you? And welcome.
I'm doing, thank you for having me again. It's good to be back. And life is good, man. Listen, enjoying the summer, still making moves and making the best of this situation, or the situation as I've coined it, that we're still going through. Can't wait till the election cycle is to see what shakes out, but we're not going to go there. But listen,
Lost you a little bit, Tone. So while Tony is finding his connection, yeah. Fernando, doing such a great job, brother. And I am so thankful for everything you're doing in the world and what you, in your heart, are doing for people through Unblinded, with Unblinded, as a leader, co-founder, and you are crushing it, dude. And we are, by the way, we're like at episode 110 already. We're above the 90s and we're rocking it. So let's get to our amazing guests and judges.
Awesome. Let's do it. So let me just use this. Sorry.
Oh, is that back from like your DJ MC days, Fernando?
Yeah, I'm adding some reverb. I'm trying all this stuff, and it's just making it more difficult. So I'm here, and the DJ voice is now gone. So let's jump into, yes, fun fact, 7,500 events in over a decade, and yet I never threw a cooler party than Adam Gugino. And that's a different story for a different day. And now let's discuss Adam's shaking his head. He hates that, but he's loving, he's caring. He loves cats. I'm kidding. He loves dogs, and he's always wearing the Unblinded hat. But enough about Adam. Let's talk about our contestants. First, we have Amber. Amber, she's looking forward to joining, and she's a real estate specialist in the Valley area of Los Angeles. She's been in articles and interviews about real estate and the market from LA Times, Realtor Magazine, NPR, and many more over the years. She started her career after her place of work shut down in the 2008 crash, had 2 babies in the first few years of her career, and has successfully grown her business year after year. And by the way, fun fact, she's a professional poker dealer. So you should meet Tom LaGreca. But Amber, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Amber, like poker dealing, like genius, like mom, like all kinds of things happening here. So thank you so much for being here. And how about, besides your poker dealerness, which I think is a fun fact, actually, what's your like favorite poker dealing story?
I don't know if I have a story, because when I was doing it, it was, you know, some Hollywood Hills type people that probably don't want me to share a lot of stories.
Was there anything like interesting and crazy that ever happened? We like fun and crazy stuff. So you had to see something crazy.
No, but I did wind up going to the Playboy Mansion back when he was still alive and taking third at a tournament years ago, which I was proud to knock some boys out of that one.
I don't even know what that all means, but that is definitely fun, Amber, and cool. And yes, and this person will remain nameless, Fernando, but there is somebody in the Unblinded world that is a super successful businesswoman in the world. And I would only let her share it. I wouldn't let her like say it out loud, because I know it through the Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership and Lions organization. That was actually a Playboy centerfold back in the day. But I will let that like linger of who that might be. And if that person ever wants to share, they certainly can. But that was publicly said, but not like publicly. So Amber, welcome, putting like dealing, gambling, fun, amazingness into play. Really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Fernando.
Right on. We continue. What accent is that? We continue with our continue. I don't even know what that was. With our second contestant, we have Janet. She's licensed in California in 1983 to practice law, which she has done continuously, always searching for her niche. Law is actually her third career, maybe fourth, not counting motherhood. She entered the twilight of her law career and is looking to create a new business strategy aimed at mitigating the suffering felt by practicing lawyers, from the stress and anxiety endemic to the legal profession. Welcome, Janet.
Thank you.
Hi, Janet, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any fun fact?
Just getting along is the fun fact, I think. These are really strange times. So I guess my most fun fact, which I mentioned last week, is that my adult son, who lives in Hollywood, by the way, came to stay with me right before as the COVID thing came out. And he was a film studies major at Santa Barbara and was doing a documentary on poker. And the financing became a problem and his partners became a problem, and so it didn't get finished. But in all of that, now that he's staying with me, he's teaching me to play poker, and it is a very interesting game.
So what I'm hearing, Fernando, is Amber and Janet would like this to pivot into like a dynamic of like some element of a Matt Damon Rounders like kind of thing, like all playing poker instead of doing this. Maybe next time, but thank you very much. So yes, Fernando, and with these amazing and outstanding fine ladies, we have some judges.
We do have some judges. So Brandon, I'm going to take a shot at it. We have Brandon Leopoldus. Yes.
Very
yay,
good.
Yay?
That is
Boom!
perfect. Perfect.
Leopoldus
Well
in the
done.
house.
Well done.
Esquire, founder of Leopoldus Law in Los Angeles. He counsels individuals and businesses in the public eye and started his career in professional sports 20 years ago as a professional baseball umpire with more than 600 games experience. What's happening, Brandon?
Hi, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been a wild ride for COVID, and when you start out at 20 years old in pro baseball yelling at Hall of Famers, everything's a wild ride.
Yes, Brandon. Aside from, is it true that you threw Don Mattingly out of a game?
No, I know Don. He's actually pretty level-headed. Robin Yount and I don't necessarily get along. Yadier Molina and I definitely don't get along. But it's an interesting dynamic when you all have to share the same parking lot and sometimes the same building of a locker room. So you learn to get along.
So Brandon, thank you for being here, by the way. And
thanks for having me.
Forgive me for that mistake. There was another gentleman that was on the Real Raw that was a professional umpire, and his favorite thing about having been an umpire was having thrown Don Mattingly out of a game. So
well, I will tell you, I guarantee I know him somehow, some way. So it's a very small community of current and former pro umpires.
Yeah, well, we will certainly get that. And can I share a fun fact? My stepfather was an NFL replacement ref. Who made it into Sports Illustrated and became like the face of, his name is Jerry Hughes, the face of the NFL replacement refs when he was on Monday Night Football, and he called a penalty and said the penalty was against St. Louis. And that went like kind of like semi-viral in the and he got like a memo the next day, like, it's St. Louis. There is no St. Louis like the next day. But he still refs Giant practices, and he had the privilege of going to the Super Bowl with the Giants and roughing all their practices. So cool, fun stuff.
Very cool.
Thank you for being here.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah, Fernando.
Let's continue with the man, Eric Balance. Brother, I'm so happy to see you again. I believe you're no longer in Greece. Had the pleasure of being on Eric's podcast about a week or so ago. And Eric is an entrepreneur from Edmonton, Canada, who went to the University for Accounting and Finance, but found his passion in digital marketing, specifically direct response. Eric is a direct response expert who helps companies profit wildly through online space. He has personally helped coaches monetize their knowledge online by automating and optimizing systems and scaling their brand to the next level. Eric's clients are some of the fastest growing heart-led entrepreneurs creating massive movements around the world, and their mission are able to cultivate cash flow in a leveraged capacity so they can give more, do more, and create more. Over to you, Eric. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's amazing to be back. Love all the energy that you guys always put out, and it's just great to have you. Thanks for coming on the show, Fernando. It was awesome to have you.
Yeah.
Sean, you're next. You got to come on soon.
Let's go, brother. Love seeing you here, encountering you. And Eric, I have one critical question for you.
Always.
Has COVID led to your biceps being larger or smaller?
I've been working out. And the coolest thing is, fun fact actually is I haven't let COVID affect my travel. So I've been recently in Australia, in Qatar, in Greece, and now back in Canada. So, when they say that can't travel, all this stuff, I still let myself, go out there and make it happen. So when they say you can't do something, go do it anyways.
Well, privilege. Thank you, brother. And, thank you to Tony Robbins. That's how I met Tony Rodrigues and met Eric through the Platinum Partnership, and pleasure to have you here, brother.
Thanks for having me, man. Always a pleasure.
So Fernando, and last and certainly not least, I think you may know this dude.
I do. He is my brother in arms. He is my best friend and someone that I talk to way too much throughout the week. His name is Adam Gugino. He's also more professionally known as the Chief Revenue Officer of Unblinded, a master moneymaker. He built a company from a 400 square foot empty warehouse to a team of 500. And with a pure heart, grit, and integrity, he grew the company from 4 million to 750 million. His mission at Unblinded is to make the formula become global. He believes that integrity-based human influence is a superpower that will help people achieve whatever causes they are passionate about. Oh, and by the way, speaking about Adam, he's passionate about dogs. He wants to have a dog sanctuary. He is officially a master of pickleball, and his food of choice is organic air. Welcome, Adam.
Organic air.
I love it.
Adam Gugino, dude. I love you, man. And Adam walked away from millions of dollars to come on this mission Unblinded. And for that, I can't ever thank you enough, Adam. So awesome to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. When you talk about the formula, really, that's why I left. I mean, when you could find something that is simple, fun, magical, and literally frees exponential abundance in your time, money, and your magic, and also solves the world's greatest problems. I mean, there's no amount of money that you could put a price tag on that. So I'm so grateful to have met you, Sean, that you've created this opportunity to meet these wonderful people. I am pumped for today. So yeah, and yes, my fun fact, which was stolen, pickleball. I just got to get the word out. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the United States.
Oh, God.
And
Adam plugging pickleball, dude.
Adam's become a pickleball advocate. Look at Adam,
Yes.
a pickleball advocate.
I keep hearing Adam talk about pickleball and how it's the fastest sport. I still haven't played a game of pickleball. Adam, you got to invite me to the game.
I can't wait. I can't wait till somebody.
Ready? Here's another fun fact. Adam is the best pickleball player at his court, and the youngest age of his competitors are like 75 and above.
That's not true. That is not true. That is not true. That is not true. But I can't wait till I finally meet somebody else that has played pickleball.
All right, love you, Adam. Fernando, we got our amazing role player. Let's hit him with a little bit of love.
Yes, and last but not least, we have Tony Rodrigues. Brother, he has over 30 years experience as an entrepreneur, a real estate man. Tony is also a Tony Robbins trainer and business coach and a dedicated leader of his movement and show, Get Up and Grow, where he helps people grow through what they go through. Plus, he's a beekeeper who's allergic to bees. What? And has a farm and chickens who just got laid. There you go. Playboy Mansion's getting laid. There's a lot going on here today.
A lot happened.
Okay. The record, the honeys be happy honey and the eggs, I labeled them just got laid eggs. It's not about the chickens just having gotten laid. It was about the eggs.
Thank you. I am no longer confused.
This is Fun Friday, and we have jumped the shark. We have jumped the shark on Fun Friday. So Tony, brother, thank you for being here, for all you do in the world. And I am excited for Business Mastery is coming up. And are you going to be involved?
I am. I'm gonna be a trainer on that, which it's it's gonna be interesting because we just did UPW about a month ago. That was an intense 4 days. Now it's gonna be an intense 5 days, which I almost shied away from it because it is 5 days in August, full days. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. Always good to tap into the energy, tap into the community, and share. Help people go through the program, and as I've have in the past as a participant, and I've helped hundreds, thousands, I guess at this point, of people go through it as well as a trainer with Tony. So I'm looking forward to it.
You are the man, and I have the unique privilege. I'm honored and thank Tony and Sage that I'll be speaking at Business Mastery. So
beautiful.
Yeah, so
Fantastic. Are you going to be doing it remotely, or are you flying down to Florida?
You know what? I'm talking to those fine folks tonight, and so we're going to square it away tonight. So yes, so
awesome.
Looking forward to it. So yes, it is the real raw, and this first part, you're like, this is a long set of conversation, chit chat, but this is what it looks like for people to connect, to acknowledge each other, love each other, connect with one another, and make things happen. Like, what if dinner parties with business people kind of looked and felt like this, where people are opening up and connecting? That's like stage one. Stage two is like, yeah, there's a superpower of influence, and Amber and Janet, thank you for your courage and vulnerability. Like, they're ready to jump in and play this very fun, heart-centered game of connecting with Tony, the role player, and going from hello to yes. My passion for this is rooted in the fact that 23 years ago, I was in a job in a law firm, having gotten what I thought was my dream job coming out of law school. And I realized that I didn't want to be anybody that was there. I was only a few months out of law school, and I felt desperate and scared. I had $100,000 of law school debt. I had started I had no money. And I'm like, I'm going to quit and start my own law firm and a credit card and see if some of the stuff that I was learning from Tony Robbins and Jay Abraham and some other incredible thought leaders like Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, all these people actually worked. And oh my God, it did. And I was privileged to build a 40-person law firm in 2 years and sold that first firm. And I currently own a 125-person law firm and have the unique privilege of having 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 16, a $27 million and $33 million verdict, both in business breakup cases. And I was the only person in the nation, one of only 2 people in the nation have that distinction out of 1.2 million attorneys. And I was the only one that was blind. Yes, I'm blind. I can't see anything on the screen whatsoever. I could see a wide peripheral a little bit, but nothing in my central vision whatsoever. So if we can step into this as a blind dude, my goodness, like what can everybody else do in the world? And that's a ton. And we're here to unlock it and to merge ecosystems, have fun, learn from each other, connect with one another. And Fernando, it's about time. You ready, brother?
Let's do it. Game on. Drop in.
Here we go. So yes, I'm going to go this way. We have 2, 5. Okay. Amber, I have either 1 or a 2 under the table. What do you think it is? A 1 or a 2?
1.
It is a 2, right? So would you, Janet, like to go first or second in round 1?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Whatever.
You make the pick. It's your.
I'll go second.
Okay. So Amber, you're going to go first, and Tony will be anybody you want him to be. So this is going to be 2 3-minute rounds, and this can make a pause in the middle, and Tony's got to grab a quick phone call. And what it's about is going from hello to yes. You're like, yes about what? Well, yes for anything that matters to you in the world. So it could be a client encounter. It could be for contribution. It could be a strategic alliance partner, a book deal, movie deal. Who knows? Like whatever matters to you to be a yes. So Tony can be himself or anybody you would like him to be in the world. Or an avatar, like, oh, he's a real estate, developer, or he's an attorney, or he's an ideal client like this. Whatever the scenario you'd like, but just that, a yes that matters to you. So Amber, who would you like Tony to be?
Let me see. Tony, I guess let's just go with the home seller.
Cool. All right. Tony, you're selling your home, and Tony knows something about it because he's a real estate success superstar.
Nice. Not nervous at all.
No, awesome, Amber. So, Tony, you're selling your house. You just be you, and you're selling your house. So, Amber, you have 3 minutes round 1, and
awesome.
Judge in this first round. All we're looking for Amber to do, right? Because remember, it's a 6-minute conversation. It's going to get stopped in the middle. is how much does she open up Tony's listening, like heart-to-heart connect, and put something at stake, right? So how does she seem, said differently, how does she become congruently unique? It's like, wow, like Tony's like, yeah, this is like a, this is not a dime a dozen real estate person. This is somebody special. Like, I want to know more. And then in round two, that's where Amber, Janet are going to share who they are, what they're up to, and move forward to whatever the yeses that they would like. And remember, Amber and Janet and judges, it doesn't have to be yes to like list your house. It could be just a yes for a longer conversation. So it's whatever you feel is appropriate as a yes to you. So Amber, you ready?
Sure.
Okay, so Tony, Amber's going to take us in. Ring, ring. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing. Is this a cold call or is this a setup call that you have, Amber?
Set up.
Awesome. So yeah, you guys have a scheduled call, Tony, and ring, ring. Amber's calling you, Tony.
Hello.
Countdown 2 minutes.
Tony, hi. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
It's a beautiful sunny day in New Jersey.
Nice. It's a hot as heck day here in California. So look, I know that you probably looked me up before our meeting today and you saw that I've been on NPR and I've been in real estate magazines and I was just in the LA Times again last week about the market that we're going through during the middle of COVID. So I just appreciate the fact that I was one of the people that you decided to call. I kind of want to know a little bit about what's going on with your wanting to sell your house, kind of the basics, like why are you selling, where are you going, and when are you thinking about doing it?
Well, it's just time to move on. I've been where I'm at for a while, and I'd like to come out. I just maybe want to downsize. I'm on a couple of acres, 5 bedrooms, so maybe I want to just downsize to something small, manageable.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So many people like yourself, when you're selling, I know that there's a lot of other big events that are surrounding buying and selling, be it downsizing because you want something that's a little bit more manageable or, growing or moving because of jobs. And I work solo by myself. I don't have a team, so that you are always contacting just me. I'm hands-on with everything and I'm always here for you and what you need in selling your home. Tell me just a little bit more about what you're hoping to get out of your sale.
I'm looking to get top dollar. I understand the seller's market, so get top dollar that I can go and something else. And have some money left over for any improvements or just do something else, have some fun money.
Who doesn't want fun money, right?
Fun money is always fun. So let me ask you a question. I sell, how many, how into the business and if you're working on your own, how many homes are you selling on a regular basis?
So I think what I heard you say, because you're cutting a little bit in and out, but I think you asked how long I've been in the business. I got in back in 2008. And right now I'm selling about 20 houses a year on my own. All of the business, just like yourself, came through a referral or personal referral from somebody I know, or you heard through somebody else that I worked with and they referred you because I don't do any advertising whatsoever. So I like to keep it nice and personal and kind of keep the same connection of people that I'm working with. You're selling at a great time. I mean, obviously it is a seller's market. That's exactly what I was putting in the LA Times last week when they called me. And what I added to that was, I believe we're at the top of the seller's market, that next year, this time, it's going to be a buyer's market. So you're obviously spot on with wanting to sell your house right now and get some money out of it. So good for you for being on that one.
Amber, Tony's got to take a quick call. So we can take a quick pause and we'll jump back in a moment. Does that sound good?
All right. Yeah.
Excellent, Amber. Thank you. So Tony, how did that connection feel for you? One word?
It was good. I think that I think that, yeah, it was good, but I think she needed to get more out of me.
Okay, and awesome. And let's go to Janet. Janet, who would you like Tony to be?
I would like Tony to be somebody in authority at a legal malpractice insurance company.
All right. Tony, you're a decision maker at a legal malpractice insurance carrier. Are you ready, sir?
I am.
All right. And Janet, this is a setup meeting, yes?
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea if I'm going to have to make cold calls or.
Yeah, well, what's your choice? Would you like this to be, this is for your development, right, in practice. Would you like it to be a cold call or would you like to be a setup call?
I'd like it to be a cold call.
Awesome. All right, Tony, cold call. Ring, ring. Tony's picking up.
Hello.
Hi, Tony. My name is Janet Sobel, and I have been working with people at the American Bar Association and also people in Nevada and California, and I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody at malpractice insurance companies because I'm exploring ways in which we can promote lawyer well-being. And I'm wondering if you're a person, are you a person within your insurance company who's, you know, involved in that?
Yes, I that's something that in my wheelhouse.
So can you give me a little bit of a sense of what your insurance company, what it does to go about promoting lawyer well-being?
Well, I don't know if we have a robust program for that as a malpractice insurance company. We're here to make sure that that we take care of our attorneys and that we try to keep them informed as to what they can and can't do, make sure that they're doing what they need to do so that we can insure them and cover them properly to reduce the number of cases that we have to settle.
So how does your company go about addressing or analyzing the incidents of claims that are related to attorneys who are sort of breaking down?
Well, we try to, you know, we try to really cover our insurance, not to work with people that are at that point, right? We want to make sure that they stay connected and they stay at the level where they don't need the malpractice insurance, right? We're here as an insurance, but insurance is just that. If something goes wrong, we're not in the business of just paying out claims. We actually try to mitigate and I guess screen the businesses that we do actually work with to make sure that the people that are that we're insuring are among the best, right?
Well,
So I don't know. Let me ask you a question. I mean, I understand you're calling me. So what can you do for me?
Well, part of what I'm trying to figure out is how to go about getting insurance companies like yourself to receive ideas about improving and promoting well-being by using a newsletter format. Does your company have a newsletter that it sends out to its insureds?
We do, but it's really about keeping people up to speed on maybe some of the things that they shouldn't be doing, that they got to watch out for, to make sure that they're doing the right thing and staying in compliance so that we have, again, less cases. We're not in the business of paying out claims. We're in the business of, if we have to, defend something, and we pay out if we have to, but we're not in the business of just writing checks.
Tony, we have a quick call coming in, so you can bounce back in a moment.
Okay, I've got to take this call, but we can get back on the phone in a bit. Is that okay?
Perfect, thank you.
All right. Janet, how'd that feel for you?
Good.
Okay, excellent. Let's see what the judges have for us. Judges, if you could, let's take about 40 seconds of feedback. You'll hear the buzzer go, and once you do, let's try to wrap up that feedback. 40 seconds for each of these awesome participants, Janet and Amber. And maybe Adam, we'll start with you and then we'll go in that order. So Adam, about 40 seconds each. So what do you have for Amber and then Janet?
Yeah, Amber just came out of the gate with an incredible, heroic, unique identity. Her certainty, obviously the accolades, amazing. She's going to immediately create some impact there. And you know, you're interested and curious to hear more. I would have, like Tony had mentioned, though, after that, opening up with some deeper questions, really getting a better understanding of Tony, his why, and potentially putting something at stake for sure would have been, I think, some opportunity. But overall, great job. And I would give her a 8.8.
Nice. And for Janet?
Janet, look, cold call is tough. I mean, she did get to the point where, you know, the malpractice insurance, like they want to prevent payouts, and that's what it sounds like she's solving for. So she did get to the pain, but I would have rather have her have potentially gotten there through questions that really aligned with Tony and got really more to the heart, to the core. Energy, a little bit more variance of energy as well. But overall, I would say a 7.5. Excellent.
And Adam Gugino, by the way, you're saying cold calls are tough? You managed 100 million cold calls a year, and you had an incredible team that built a company from $4 million to $750 million. So I think for you, maybe cold calls aren't quite as tough as you would otherwise say.
No, I mean, look, it's really all about the mindset, right?
I'm teasing. I'm having fun.
But overall, I think she did it. I think she did a good job. We can help her out. I'll definitely be able to help her out.
Very cool. Eric, what do you have, sir? What do you have for Amber?
Yeah, I thought Amber did a great job. Same thing with the authority. It was awesome. Probing questions were a little bit light. It was, I would have loved to see more about him rather than let a little bit less about yourself. And I think too, there was an emphasis where you showed your cards a little bit too fast with saying that you were just a one-man show. I think that having the opportunity to probe a little bit more and understand a little bit more about some pain, some fear, some uncertainty, then would have seen if that would have been a card to show it later. So overall, I think it would be, I would say 7.5.
Nice. And for Janet?
Janet, she really knew who she was speaking with. I thought she knew exactly the authority. I thought it was great. She was really emphasizing the well-being of Tony. Tony was extremely forthcoming for being on a cold call, which I thought was fascinating. But she was asking a lot of questions, and questions that really allowed her to understand a little bit more information. So overall, I do think that she could have gone a little bit more to the heart, really understood deeper probing questions. But I would say for her, it was a more of an 8.
Nice. Excellent.
Yep.
And Brandon, what'd you have for Amber and Janet?
Yeah, great job, both, and I concur with Adam and Eric. Amber, one thing that I always look at is for value languages, right? We don't all speak the same value, whether it's money, whether it's ego, whether it's some other motivation. And you got to that pretty quick. He wants top dollar on that house. It's a financial value for him. And the use of social proof was awesome. You've been in the LA Times, you've been on NPR. That stuff's super impressive. It was a good use of that. I thought you jumped a little ahead by saying, hey, I'm a one-man show. Sorry. Like, gosh, I hope that's not a problem. I understand you've probably faced that before as a hurdle. If you're able to connect with him, and I know time is a constraint, if you're able to connect with him, that emotion's going to come through and make that decision for him easier.
Nice. And a score, Brandon?
Oh, let's go 7.5.
Nice. Excellent. Judges, great energy and feedback. Thank you. And for Janet?
Janet, I know this area a little bit. I don't work with malpractice insurance carriers, but I understand that dynamic. You had really great questions. It took you a minute to get there. It took you a little while before your wheels hit the pavement, but you got those good questions and you were looking for value flags, right? Where are you going to be able to provide some value? I thought you set yourself up for a really good follow-up conversation because he's not going to buy right now. he's going to buy 2, 3, 4, 5 calls later. You asked about one specific thing that they have, and clearly they can upgrade on that, right? So the follow-up call I thought was really good to give yourself an indication of how you could position yourself. I'll give you a 7.7.
Nice. And thank you again, Amber, Janet, for your courage and vulnerability, and judges. I mean,
Yes.
awesome. What fantastic energy coming from you guys. Like, we do this every day. I do not say the same statements, compliments every day at all. This is like really impressive. Like, great feedback, great energy, super crisp, awesome. Tony, you agree? You know, like, this is a really like awesome crew.
Yeah, I agree. Good energy, great questions. Again, Janet kind of got me because it's something I know nothing about, so I had to like invent and create along the way. I had no idea. So thanks for making me stretch.
As you always do, Tony. So round 2 coming up. Janet, we're going to continue starting with you. That conversation you began. Tony's back from his phone call, and please take us in.
Hi, Tony. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to get back with you.
Hi, Janet. No problem.
I'd like to ask you some more questions about that newsletter, because my idea is to reach lawyers through newsletters, and I'm trying to get a better understanding of what your company would appreciate if you could reach troubled lawyers, how you would value being able to reach them through your newsletter.
I'm not sure if I understand the question, so I'm just going to ask, are you proposing a newsletter? Are you proposing a different way of reaching an audience that I'm not reaching now? You know, I'm just trying to figure out what your value, you know, what you're bringing to the table.
Well, as I'm sure you know, there seems to be a strong relationship between mental instability on the part of lawyers and claims by their clients against them because the disturbed lawyer isn't always doing a good job. So what I'm trying to do is create a section for malpractice insurance companies to put into their newsletter that will carry wellness information to troubled lawyers who may not want to reveal that they're troubled, but who might take advantage of the wellness information.
Okay, and is that something that you'd implement in a newsletter, or is that that you want to add to our newsletter? Or are you offering to create your own newsletter that we can send out in conjunction with ours? Or because honestly, we're looking more to go more video than newsletter at this point.
Well, what I would like to do, and what I'd like to talk more detail with whoever in your company is in charge of the newsletter, I'd like to add to your newsletter, including to have videos, for example. I think that a big area that is a problem for lawyers is the stigma associated with practicing law, and that they don't want to admit that maybe they need a 12-step program, for example. Maybe they're drinking too much or doing drugs, and it isn't something they want to talk about. And so what I was wanting is to provide content. I would like curate content for an insurance company's newsletter so that you could provide that wellness information to your insureds.
Okay, is there a sample that you can provide me of maybe some content that you're working with now? Because certainly, I mean, I'm intrigued, and certainly a conversation that we could have, but I'd like to have a sample of what it is that you're working with and what maybe some of the success stories you've had with using the service or the style, or I should say the presentation of the content that you have. And is this, so I'm just trying to figure out, I want to make sure that
call in 15 seconds, Tony.
Yep, I got to go, but whatever, I'd like to know that we're actually adding tremendous value. So it could be a conversation to be explored further.
Lovely, thank you. I do. I have lots of information. I would like an opportunity to present it to the right person in your organization, I think I can knock their socks off.
All right. Well, you can send an email and I'll pass it on.
Lovely, thank you.
Janet, I like to knock your socks off. That was awesome. Hey, Janet, what drives this though from your heart? Like, it's clear that this is an issue that you hold in your heart, your soul, your passion. Where does this come from?
Well, I think maybe in part because I was married to a lawyer that had an addiction problem, and our son is now in AA. But I think also I suffered from the stress and anxiety of practicing law, and I have gotten into the statistics and talked to lots of lawyers, and it is a huge problem in both America and Canada. Canada has a similar legal system, and so it has the same problems. So it's just a personal passion of mine.
Yeah. And for those that don't, really aren't dialed into it, in the U.S., the rate of alcoholism, depression, drug addiction, divorce is utterly mind-boggling. It out of line with any other profession. It truly is. And we have a system, which, I have participated in at the highest level many times and still do, that is trial by combat. It really is. And that's a longer story for a different day, but it is trial by combat. And my heart hopes that integrity and the enforcement of dynamics that limit and eliminate lying from our legal system, or at least punish it and discourage it, would be something that would be risen. In those two cases I talked about before, in both cases, in one case we put one of the lawyers in, the defendant lawyers in prison, federal prison for fraud, and it's just crazy the things that go on every day. So Janet, thank you for your work in the world. An excellent job. We'll get to the judges on what your performance in a minute, but thank you. And Amber, are you ready for round two?
Sure.
Yeah, and Amber, by the way, super impressive. Where your media coverage and what you're up to, and really appreciate you being here. So take it away.
You.
Yeah, take it away.
Hi, Tony. Thanks for coming back.
Hi, Amber.
All right. So I want to get into just a little bit about you and your thought process. Can you think back and tell me the last time you sold your house, what you liked about your agent and what you didn't like?
Well, last time, it was a pretty smooth transaction. It was a pretty smooth transaction. I like the communication is important, to be able to know that I'm always able to get answers when I need them, and that when showing the property, having enough time, because there were times that it was short notice, so that was kind of annoying. So I prefer to have as much notice as possible, because my wife likes to have the house always tidy. It doesn't matter, she likes, that's a daily thing anyway. So she's mortified if somebody comes over last minute. So always having the proper notice, and again, communication as the deal is going forward, because sometimes transactions go south because agents aren't paying attention. So I just need to make sure that I know I have somebody that is up for the job and that is committed to performing at the level that I expect. If I'm going to be paying a commission, I want to make sure that I'm being represented properly.
Yeah, I got that. I love the fact that your wife takes so much pride in having your house look good. I'll tell you what, that makes my job that much easier. So I really appreciate that with your wife. And obviously getting enough time, notice, and having good communication is key. I've told many people that selling a house can sometimes feel like that trust practice that we used to do, where you fall backwards and just hope that somebody catches you. That's exactly what I pride myself in doing best, is being very open with communication. Every single showing, I'm there personally so that I can answer any questions for the buyer, even though they're being represented by somebody else. I am going to send you a questionnaire, and we're going to talk about it in detail. And it's going to have the things like how old your roof is, your air conditioner, but good questions like why you bought your house. So, something like that is really going to sell the next person on your house too. Why did you buy your house? What is it about it?
It was the first time I've ever walked into a home and felt I felt at home in a house in a very long time, even more at home than I did in my previous home. So I knew I had to have it. So that was the first time that ever happened. So yeah, so there's an emotional connection here as well, and I know that that someone's going to come through and feel the same way I did. I've made a lot of upgrades to it, and it took an old house and put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in it. So I want to make sure that I maximize what I've put in here for sure. So how much commission? What's your commission? How much do you pay? Do you charge?
15 seconds to go till you got a call.
The total is 5%. I split half of it with somebody else. But what does your Sunday and Monday look like? Because I want to come see what your wife has done to the house and how much you fell in love with it, so that we can see each other in person and talk.
Well, we can set something up for Monday, and then we'll have a further conversation.
I think that sounds great. Thank you, Tony.
All right, take care. Thank you for the call.
Amber accessing the power of why questions and getting into the emotional dynamics of Tony. Excellent job, Amber. Let's see what we have with our amazing and outstanding judges. Let's go reverse order this time. Brandon, what do you have for Janet and Amber?
Janet, wonderful job of looking for that added benefit for them, right? You're looking to enhance them on something. You're not trying to sell them. You're trying to help them. And people would rather be helped than sold any day of the week. Oftentimes, if you can find where you're helping them, that was good. I liked the kind of the needs and the likes. I would have liked to have heard your story. That sold me after the call. When you said, hey, I struggled with it. I've seen this firsthand. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I want you. 100%. That will sell it every time. Don't be afraid to tell your story. I'd rather deal with people that want to hear my story and resonate with it than people that don't.
Thank you.
And what'd you have for a score, Brandon?
7.3 for Janet.
Thank you. And for Amber?
Amber, great job of listening to what wasn't said. When he talks about, oh, my wife doesn't, to me, it sounded like, oh, yeah, stressful for him. What am I thinking? I'm just a guy, right? You heard, oh, his wife takes pride in the house. He knows that. And you hit that message without him having to say it. And you said, wow, she really takes a lot of pride in it. That puts pride in him to say, yeah, my wife really does. I like that. And his energy changed when you said that. And finally, it was a really good job of locking in that second meeting to say, yeah, here's my percentage, but let's talk about all of that stuff when I come and meet you and your wife. I want to see this house. So really good job there.
Excellent job, Brandon. And a score?
7.5.
Nice. Eric, what'd you have for Janet and Amber?
For Janet, I love that she dug really deep, added tremendous value, and she educated a little bit to generate some sort of interest. And he actually created a connection with her as a result of that education that she offered. So I thought it was awesome. For me, it was an 8.5. And for Amber, I would say, when she jumped right into the agent. Again, I would have gone a little bit deeper on some of the questions of like what's in it for him rather than still me. I love the metaphor. I love the metaphor of dropping into trust and enhancing the end capacity with the wife and seeing that connection at the end, just to grab it and make sure that the follow through and the hook, line, and sinker was there. I thought it was a tremendous added touch. So with that, I say 8.5 as well. So I think that was a pretty much tied round.
Excellent, Eric. Thank you. And Adam Gugino.
Yeah, I'll start with Janet. And I did love that Janet was able to really let Tony know like that this is for you, to help you. I'm not really asking for much here, but what I would have really liked, and it was mentioned, hearing your heart, Janet, hearing your story, and you had the ability to knock the socks off. I know we spoke. You have some statistics that are mind-boggling. Like I would have really, used something powerful that in that industry that you could save him money and really help the world. So knowing your why and the statistics would have been incredible. Amber, I would have I'll give a number. I'll say 7.8. For Amber, I would have liked you to flip it around. Like the way you finished was how I would have liked you to start, because you got Tony more into his heart on round 2. I would have liked you to start in his heart and then really come through with that powerful, heroic, unique identity at the end. You know, and I would even lead with these accolades don't mean anything really, because what means something is the connection I provide, but I would still give them all of those, you know, incredible. I do think, I would say 8.0 on the second round.
Excellent. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Eric. So Amber, can we role play something, have a little fun for one moment?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So first of all, how you feeling?
You heard me, right? 8.0 in the second round.
Yeah. So how is this for you so far today, Amber?
Oh, it's good.
Okay, cool. So let's see if and as you're building your business right now, what would you say, are you desiring, like, why are you doing this still? Like, what are you hoping to create and what you're up to in the world?
Gosh, why am I still doing this? I've been so lucky. I've been successful and I've been really good at this, which I didn't know that I would be getting into it. My clients absolutely love me and they recommend me as much as they can. So that feels really good. Nice. I do want to make a shift in what I'm doing. And I think COVID has helped me a little bit with that because I was working massive hours before COVID. So I'm hoping in the future to maybe work more efficiently and not so hard.
Yeah. And so what might that look like?
That might look like upping the price point of where I'm selling. Right.
And so would there be a little intentionality around maybe generating referrals, listings in that space? Is that part of your plan?
Yes.
Okay. So how about this? I'll be you. And let's talk about who's an ideal, I think I know answers, but I want to see from your heart, who's an ideal referral source for you, an ecosystem merger partner?
Who's an ideal referral source?
Yeah.
I mean, technically, it's typically the people that I've already worked with.
Right, but there's an absence of a control variable because the people you've worked with already, they're going to refer the people they know. Right. So there's like, it's sort of like saying, hey, I'd like, to get, eggs. Right. And maybe going house to house and seeing if you bump into somebody like Tony Rodrigues that has eggs in their house, or you can go to the supermarket, like where the eggs are. So the dynamic of higher dollar listings, those exist in different pockets of referral sources, right? In a specific way. Does that make sense or not make sense?
I get what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, this is like what we do, right? And talk about. So who might have those listings? Or who might have the ability to refer those listings to you? Who might know people that are selling their home from a more affluent set of folk?
Probably attorneys or people that work in the, getting people's attorneys. Yeah.
Yeah. Divorce attorneys, financial services providers, maybe even therapists. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Okay, awesome. So how about this? I'll be you, right? And we'll talk about, and you be maybe a divorce attorney. Sound good?
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. And here's the key, right? And we're going to be wrapping this up in the next 4 minutes or so. I'm going to stay tight with this. The key to understand is, Amber, do you think a busy divorce attorney is more concerned with finding why would a busy divorce attorney want to know you as a realtor? What would be valuable for them?
I think it would make them look good if they had somebody on their side that they could easily refer, that was a good reflection of the people that they surround themselves with professionally to help get them more business.
Yep, so that's one, right? Two, and I'll help. Two, you help them get paid. Because sometimes divorce attorneys can't get paid until the house sells, right? Because that's the biggest asset between the parties. There's not enough money to pay the lawyer. And sometimes when the house sells, many times when the house sells is when the divorce attorneys get paid. Did you know that or you did not know that?
Mm-hmm, I did.
Yeah, right? So then you're helping them get paid. So they want to make sure that they're working with somebody who's really good, right? Because they want the house to get sold, right? And a third thing, now here's a magical part. Why else do you think a divorce attorney would want to work with a realtor?
I don't know.
They want to work with somebody who can help them generate more business. And that may be the number one reason why professionals want to work with other professionals that can help them generate more work and more business. Does that make sense?
It does. And I was going to say that, and I swallowed my answer for some reason.
Here's a fourth reason. The fourth reason is, and this may be the most important one, even though they'll make up the first three, it's because nobody hears them and nobody listens to them, like most human beings. And that's why Oprah Winfrey said she held the microphone for 30,000 people, because she left people clear and feeling, I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters to me. So Amber, just out of curiosity, how many people do you think are walking around the world that feel truly seen, heard, and understood by other people?
Very little.
Yeah. And that's the super value that most people don't realize that people are waiting for. So let's just drop in, right?
All right.
So we're at a function. We've met, we've talked a little bit, and this is a quick 3-minute phone call we're having to see about maybe what happens. So, hey, Amber, really appreciate you picking up the phone. It was great meeting you at that event. And I was really impressed by what you're up to in the world of divorce. And what really struck me was how, like, when you talked about your clients, it didn't seem transactional. I felt caring and like maybe even like a little bit of love there. So did I hear you correctly?
Wow, you heard me spot on.
Yeah, awesome. And can I ask you, where does that come from? You know, most people are like hard, they're jaded, they're cynical, they're transactional. Where does that come from? Like, how do you keep that?
I know that getting a divorce has got to be the most painful, wrenching thing that somebody can go through. And I don't want to just be transactional. I actually want people to be able to separate their lives without falling apart at the same time and having me create more stress in the middle of that.
Incredible. I'm hearing it, and I acknowledge you for your uniqueness in the world. And would it be okay in just this minute or so we have left if I shared a little bit about myself?
Sure.
Yeah. So again, my name is Amber, and I've had a lot of success for a long time in the space of real estate. I've had professional accolades. I've been interviewed in the LA Times multiple times about trends and things. And the reason, similar to what you're referring to, is because I love people. I care about people. And the most important thing I'm looking to do is to serve your clients potentially, and maybe you serve my clients, but more importantly, to put a group of professionals together that are like-minded, that want to help one another grow their businesses and practices. So what I'd love to do, if it will work for you, is sit down and have a longer conversation about what that might look like. Like, how does that sound to you?
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. So Amber, I'll pause. Like, how many people do you think would say no to you to have that conversation?
Hopefully nobody.
Yeah, zero, right? Maybe 1 out of 100, right? That's like totally busy and has everything going on. And how did that and how much or how little did I, as you, Amber, even talk about like myself and the it was acknowledging and validating. And how did you honestly feel about that encounter?
You are obviously going to Business Mastery with Tony for a reason.
Well, I thank you, but I, long before any of this went on, like I sat back and studied, this is what this is about, how people connect and why connections don't happen. And I think people really, this is my belief, I think people really do love people, and they just forget. And they step into a space of like, oh, I got to be like professional, like salesperson. And I'm not saying you guys did fantastically, right? But there's these micro distinctions that could lead to even more massive acceleration. And if we never speak again, Amber, you are a rock star, right? And your ability to elevate where you are just takes a little bit of intentionality, right? Like you said that, not me. Your clients love you. Everybody will love you. So with meeting some professionals intentionally, there is nothing you can't construct and build. And I really appreciate being here today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thank you. And Janet, how was your day here today?
Well, it was great in that I got to practice a cold call, because that was my first time practicing a cold call, because my idea is essentially I'm trying to create a job for myself, and nobody is doing what I'm trying to do, and it's uncharted waters, but there's a huge need out there, which you pointed out. The statistics are sad, and I don't know what's going to come of our profession if we don't get a handle on. I mean, if it gets much worse, then law students who are graduating from law school are maybe going to look forward to a 50-50 chance of a destroyed career, and that's just unacceptable.
Absolutely. And Jen, same things we shared before in the Amber role play is it's you connecting with people's hearts, and you have such a passion for it, and the world needs it. And so thank you for being here today, and look forward to this all with everybody, hopefully being the beginning of the journey. Brandon, final, how was today for you, and how'd you feel about the Real Raw?
That was fantastic. I appreciate you having me on, and I've learned a lot from Amber and Janet today, along with the rest of you. So this has been fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, really appreciate your time and energy, really. And Eric, how about yourself, brother? How was today for you?
It was a blessing. Definitely, it's nice to observe and learn how to give really good active feedback in a really enhancing way. So it's an opportunity to learn to see different things and how people communicate even better. So I'm blessed and grateful as always. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. Adam, fantastic job, brother. Any final?
Yeah, today was just an incredible group, like always, but really just I found myself wanting to just support both of these individuals, and I look forward to continuing the conversation with everybody here. So thank you so much.
Tony R., brother, fun Friday. If you want to give me a call when we wrap up, I'd love to connect. And anything from you as a final.
Absolutely. I think everybody did great. I would say something to Janet. Just remember that when you're doing that call, what's the benefit to him? Oh, we're going to reduce the amount of filings that you're going to have to deal with. If you help attorneys do that, it's going to benefit you. You got to tell them what their benefit is. And I think that that's probably the greatest one. And I don't know, that just keep that front of mind. Outside of that, it was awesome. It was good to see you, all you guys again. Eric, good to see you again, dude. Now we gotta get on a call now that it's going to be easier schedule wise.
Yeah, we got to make it happen, brother. Yeah, definitely.
We're on the same time zone now, so that's probably the hardest part. Last time we tried. So appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for having me on again. Always great to be here, especially on Fun Friday.
Thank you. Hey, people in the world are seeking more money in less time with more magic, heart-centered, integriously, and we're here unlocking simple, fun, and magical micro distinctions in frictionlessness that free exponential abundance. Thank you all. Love you all. Happy Fun Friday. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Blessings.
Everybody.